Hello there, people of the internet. How's everyone doing today? I'm doing alright, thanks for asking. I'll never understand how those peacocks always know right whenever I'm starting a video. Like, they're dead silent most of the day, but as soon as I start talking, they start screaming. So, that's something to take note to. Peacocks seem to have excellent hearing. Anyway, today is kind of also an excuse to record me shooting. I'm just kind of coming up with ideas at this point. But a buddy of mine not too terribly long ago had asked me when it was alright or pretty much acceptable to use corrosive ammunition rather than using modern non-corrosive ammunition. And this right here is actually a good point. This right here is definitely something that I feel I should address. There's a whole lot to consider whenever you're looking at corrosive ammo versus just modern day production non-corrosive ammo, but the main thing people look at is price point. If you're going to the range and you don't really have to worry about hitting your target on the first shot, each and every shot, and you're just going to go there and basically blast some brass, then surplus ammo is definitely something that you can do. However, if you're out in the field and you only have one shot to take out a high priority target, after that you're behind enemy lines for the next month, then corrosive ammo might not be for you. Anyway, there's a couple of tests and scenarios that I've come up with in an attempt to make watchable, decent video content and still see if corrosive ammunition will do these jobs. I know for a fact that modern day production non-corrosive ammunition will do this job, but we're gonna run really old surplus corrosive ammunition just to see what sort of results we get. So it's every YouTuber's worst nightmare. The gentle breeze. It's terrible. Alright guys, the very first thing we're putting holes in is kind of a really cheap target. It's just a soda bottle full of water. The way I see it, if you're being cheap on your ammo, you can afford a cheap target like this. So, first case scenario, will corrosive ammo work against a very cheap target that is otherwise considered garbage? Let's find out. We're running 1953 production 8mm, by the way. Just a heads up, so I'm probably going to go wet here. Yes, corrosive surplus ammunition will work against a cheap range target. Let's move on, shall we? Will corrosive ammo work well against the gallon of tea that I bought and was really looking forward to enjoying, then left out of the refrigerator and it soured really quickly, and now I'm not entirely sure what to do with it. So we're gonna see how effective corrosive ammunition is against this thing. Don't you just love these scientific tests? Alright, testing corrosive ammunition 8mm against a gallon of tea. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. I'm covered in tea now. How's that for hilarious? Oh yeah, I made a sling out of the bandolier that came with this Mauser. I think it's pretty damn cool. It definitely fits. I feel like this right here is something that would be done in the field if you manage to break or tear your sling. I tell you what guys, this surplus ammo has some soft brass. Really thin stuff. This right here is a brass casing, right? I bent it with my fingers, just kind of concaved it in. And I really concaved that one in. Definitely some soft brass. Anyway, let's move on to something a little more scientific. Picture this. The year is 2025 and the zombie outbreak has finally started. Everyone's freaking out because there's zombies walking around, munching on the brains of the living. Well, what if that can of meat you had in your ration storage decided to come to life and eat you instead of you trying to eat it. Would that happen in a zombie apocalypse? Would you have to go like full-on vegan in a zombie apocalypse? Otherwise your steak will start just crawling around. I guess it all depends on what kind of zombies you have. Like if it's the kind of zombies that don't require brains and nervous system, then who knows? Good God, I would not want to live in that world, having to be vegan because your steak's gonna crawl off the plate. Anyway, let's see how effective corrosive ammo is against this can of meat. So, is corrosive ammo useful in the zombie apocalypse? Let's find out. Here we go. Testing it against meat. Oh my God. Corrosive ammunition seems to be very effective against meat. Let's double check that test. I missed. Seems to be effective. Okay, well, let me go grab that and we'll see just how effective this corrosive ammo was against it. I missed every single shot, guys, but you can see where the force hitting the can or the ground under the can really bent it up. It like pushed the meat outward. Let me try this again. Yeah, I'm a bad shot, I know. This old Mauser here is like ranged out for freaking couple hundred yards and we're firing at 10 yards, so bear with me. I'm not missing it at this range. I'm covered in meat. Just because I feel like it deserves it. We're gonna hit that zombie meat again. Ah, gross. There's meat everywhere. Once more, just for funsies. Okay, let's check out that can of meat. Yes, if you can actually hit your target, corrosive ammo will work in the zombie apocalypse. Let's move on to something else. How about when trying to avoid diabetes? Yes, corrosive ammunition will help you avoid diabetes if you feel like using that instead of actually eating the ice cream. Very effective. How about your mother's priceless 14th century glassware and fine china? Yes, corrosive ammunition will work just fine against that. However, it is not recommended as it might piss your mother off. There goes that priceless artifact. Now, simply for the sake of science, and because I still have some ammunition left, we're going to see how effective corrosive ammunition is against a full-on vehicle. Now, my vehicle does have a little bit of body work that needs done to it, so it's not in the most pristine shape that you would probably experience if you were actually firing on a moving vehicle. So consider that. However, this right here is still a fairly decent representation of, say, an old vehicle that has a bunch of bullet holes in it. Yes, corrosive ammo will in fact work on an old vehicle that has a bunch of bullet holes in it. Well guys, if you ever find yourself with cheap targets, both type 1 and or type 2 diabetes, your neighbor's car by some mystical magical chance, priceless 14th century artifacts, perhaps you found yourself right smack dab in the middle of the freaking zombie apocalypse, or maybe you just have some leftover tea and you don't really know what to do with it, but you don't really want to drink it because it sat out all night. Corrosive ammo is definitely an excellent go-to if you fall in any of these categories. Now, I cannot validate any other situations until we have fully tested the effectiveness of corrosive ammo in said situation. So it sounds like I'm going to have a whole new line of videos coming out because I have a whole bunch of corrosive ammo coming. That's going to be fun. Let's see what kind of nonsense I can come up with to fire at, or to fire this corrosive ammo at. Anyway, that being said, corrosive ammo is kind of cheap. However, it is not free. So I gotta ask you guys to check on the Patreon page. All my guns and ammunition so far have been bought by yours truly, and at this point, like, the amount of money I would make on that Patreon page will never ever catch up with the amount of money that I'm spending making these videos, but that's fine. I'm having a great time doing this, and to be honest, I would be doing this anyway, and not, like, whether I was recording or not. And I know I would be doing this anyway because I do this anyway, and I don't record it. Okay, so go ahead and mash that subscribe button if you like seeing this kind of nonsense, because I do crap like this all the time, like literally all the time on a daily basis, especially since the time changed here. I get off of work at 5. I got like 2.5 hours now versus winter time, which was getting dark at like 4 o'clock in the afternoon. It was ridiculous. I wasn't able to shoot at all. I'd have to like go home early to fire a couple of rounds. It sucked. It really did suck. But now, springtime, we got beautiful weather and tons of ammo. So mash that subscribe button, stick around for that. If you have any suggestions on what you want to see get shot by corrosive ammo, and see how effective corrosive ammo will actually be against said target, go ahead and leave a comment. I'll see what I can do. That's the best I could say. I'll see what I can do. Anyway, I had a great day. I hope you guys had a great day as well. If not, go out and make the rest of your day as good as you possibly can. Just because earlier today might have sucked does not mean that the rest of the day has to suck as well. Sometimes all you need is a 10-minute break to yourself to blow up a can of ham to make your day as good as possible. Or maybe a gallon of tea or whatever it is that your niche is. Bottom line, go out, do something you enjoy, make the day as good as you can. It absolutely reeks of canned ham out here. Like, you never quite realize how much that stuff freaking stinks until you have it literally all over your yard. There's not much I can do about that.